All right, we have returned. So, this is Ale Abbey by developer named Hammer and Ravens. So the deal with this game, it's sort of like a tower builder management sim kind of thing. I remember the first time I saw one like this. I can't remember what it was called, but you manage this like crazy office tower, and I thought it looked pretty cool. But this game is a little bit more micromanagey. You do a lot more with like the stuff that occurs inside each of the rooms. But the sort of general premise is you have a monastery and you're trying to build out the monastery. And in the meantime, you're going to try to have your monks brew beer and you sell that beer for money. So here we go. I'm going to start this out. We've got two people. Bogdana with a high intellect score, kind of low intuition but high productivity. And then we have Benicio, who has high intuition and high productivity. Okay, so we'll figure that out in a sec. But the first thing we want to do is start building out our monastery. So if we hit the, I guess we can zoom in. You can do this two ways. You can click place furniture, and you can click through and figure out what you want to place, or you can click in the room itself. So there's furniture that is sort of specific to each room type, and then there's like general furniture. So if you click on the icon that's in the room, it'll default to the tab that's specific to that room type, so library. Now I can like, I guess, click this. This is, a brewery specific piece of furniture, so I can't place it here. But if I go over here, I can place it. All right. So we can build out a brewery first. Sure, why not? So we're gonna build a basic brewing stove and a basic fermenter. And this combination will allow us to brew and initially store some alcohol. Okay, and then over here in the library, what we want to build is a recipes desk. Okay. And aside from that, we can build a bunch of other stuff, but I'm actually going to wait to do that. There are some quests that guide you along, and maybe I'll do that when the quest tells me to. Here we go. First quest. The first quest says we should build a recipes desk in the library and then create a recipe with the light ale style. So we're about to do that. I'll click new recipe, and we only have access to one style. It's light ale. And the interface, basically this is telling us, in our current state, we're going to get a recipe that has a base quality between 0 and 10. I don't know what the distribution is, but it's some kind of random distribution. And then we get these things. Cool. So it tells us the mandatory ingredients. So we're going to go over here. And the first thing we do is we only have access to 2 ingredients right now, but we have to include one of each of those mandatory ingredients. Then after that, we see these numbers. So these numbers will sort of affect the 4 parameters here: flavor, color, strength, and foam. And our goal is to get the meters in the green. And the reason here is currently the quality range that we can get on this recipe, if we click OK, is 0 to 1. But if I put some of this in here, right, so we can see the meters go up. Now I am, 3 green and 1 red, and it's showing that my current quality can be between 0 and 15. It also shows down here, based on the amount of ingredients I've placed in, it's going to take me that much time to develop the recipe, and then the product that I can eventually brew is going to cost somewhere around here per 10 liters, and this is going to be its shelf life. So these we'll worry about later. But for now, I'm going to go with 4 and 2, and that'll place everything in the green. And as a result, I can get a recipe that's going to, I guess, result in a quality between 0 and 30. Cool. And we're going to pick one of these two. I don't think it particularly matters. I guess there's a little bit of an effect on the quality. So based on their intelligence stat and based on their satisfaction currently, we do this. And when it comes to naming, I'm one of the least creative people. I will just name it Light Ale. and then we will unpause the game. So here we go. Once this is complete, then we can do a lot of things with that. This guy's just wandering around right now, not working, and that's fine. I think this is our homie saying that they like the lighting in this room. Okay, so we just finished the recipe, which means we can complete this quest. Oh, it has to process fully. Okay, but here I'm going to start a new brew. I'm going to start with the recipe we just got. And I'm going to pick Homeboy here. So the things to look at. Number one is our quality modifier. So as soon as we, I guess, let this brew complete, it's going to roll a random number between 3 and 33, and then add the bonus of 4 on top of that. And then, I mean, this is a lower infection chance. I don't actually know if you can get your first batch infected. That would be pretty crummy if the game let that happen, right? Because it kind of like ruins you at the start, but whatever. Okay. He gave me 120 of the currency for that quest. Now, he wants us to build a dormitory and put a bunk bed in the dormitory. So, what we're actually going to do is we're going to put a staircase here, and then we're going to put a dormitory here. And actually just, you know, for the sake of whatever, I'll do this. I want to start utilizing this person. Okay, so dormitory is done. We're going to place a bunk bed. So this bunk bed satisfies the sleeping needs for up to 2 of our monks. So now we've completed that quest. We get some monies. We can check on our individual people to see what they like and what they don't like. So currently we don't have a way to, you know, feed them food. But they like the lighting quality because it was like bright outside. Right, and then they don't like the fact that our comfort level is low. Okay. Homie has another quest for us. Now we're brewing a light ale. Okay, we're in the process. We're going to get that done soon. So unfortunately, everyone's upset. I guess I can build out a refectory right now. And then in the laboratorium, I'm going to throw down an escritoire and then assign you to research. And we'll talk about that in a bit when it's relevant. I just want to get it started. So the time cycle in this game appears, I think the day and night cycle that we observe corresponds to a full week. So those little pips are days. And we're like super poor, but that's okay. We can always take out a loan to finance the refectory. We're also going to get money from this quest. Refectory is done. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and then request the loan. I'm going to get 100 from the loan, but that's okay. I want a dining table. And a cooking stove. And I guess I can just move the cooking stove next to the dining table for fun. Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, so we just finished. Now, first we see the roll, and it looks like we kind of high rolled, right? It was between 3 and 33 inclusive, and then it was plus 4 on top of that. So the max roll was 37, and we rolled a 33. Then we can take that ale, and we can decide where we're going to sell it. Once we build a cellar, we can alternatively choose to store the ale in the cellar, and then decide what to do from there. But there's only one market we have access to at the start of the game, and we see some things happening here. So number one, Hopfendorf, this place, has 1 pip of affluence, 1 pip of population. I don't really know how these, like I don't know the formulas at all, but there's this demand bar. And the deal is, I can adjust the selling price, and it's going to affect the sort of appeal. Internally, what the game does, as far as I can tell, because you get access to some of this numerical information later, based on your price and the quality and the demand, and I guess it also interacts with like the affluence, but it will determine how many liters of this ale will sell during every 1 week cycle, and then you'll get like shipped that money. So the higher you set the price, the less is going to sell each week. But the higher you set the price, the more profit you get. So this is just showing selling price here, but eventually you'll get access to a little metric that tells you the profit you're making per 10 liter increment. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to 38. Sure. Money is fairly tight in the early game. And so, like, I haven't figured out the optimal whatever, but it's also to our benefit that light ale is the seasonal trending style, so we get slightly higher, whatever it says, demand and higher price. All right, cool. We're just going to sell this. So now when we unpause, we get this quest completed. Now I can take that and immediately repay that loan. Okay. There is no interest on loans in this game, but you can only take out 1 loan at once, is my understanding. So now I can try to brew immediately. The problem is, you see, my homie is now unsatisfied. So I'm going to take a -3 hit to the quality of my brew, which is going to then negatively affect the price I can sell it for. So this 29 right here, this 29 represents the base roll, because I had a +4 modifier, right? But without the +4 modifier, I rolled a 29 out of 33. And once you brew a recipe with one of your monks, that number is locked in. So your monk is always going to brew that recipe with that number, with whatever, modifier you get from their stats and their satisfaction. If you don't like the number, you can do one of, 3 things. Well, 2 things. One, you can brew it with a different monk, right? So you get a new roll. Or you can make a new recipe. And it can be with the exact same parameters if you want, with the same ingredients. So you just make a new recipe of light ale. You can call it something else. And then you can brew it again with the same monk, and it'll roll the stats again. So that's a thing we can do. But I really like the 29 roll. And currently, light ale is in season. We're just going to keep pumping it out and upset Benicio. Sorry, Benicio. Take a loan here. And this loan amount is now increased. My understanding is, as the game progresses, you can take out larger and larger loans. And it caps out at, I think, 800. I have not seen higher than 800. Okay. Hello. So now they want us to build a refectory and build this stuff. We already did that. So I'm going to receive 150 florins, and I can actually just repay the loan right here. So here we are. This very kind lady is going to feed our monks. We should get another quest momentarily. There we are. So now, they want us to build a laboratory. We already did that. build an escritoire and assign a person to the escritoire. So what this does is they are generating research points. And they generate research points based on their intelligence stat. I think it's either intelligence or intellect. What is it called? Intelligence. Got it. So the higher intelligence, the more research they generate per cycle. And I believe the productivity determines how long that cycle is. And so occasionally we'll see like a +2 pop up here, and it's this icon. So there's research points. And then we'll discuss how to spend those research points in a smidge. They want us to research monastery maintenance and build a maintenance locker. Okay? Can we do that already? Yes, we can. So monastery, this is a tech tree. Monastery maintenance costs 10 research points. We're going to do that. And once we have that, we can build a maintenance locker. Where am I going to build it? I mean, I can build it anywhere for now, and we can move it later, yeah? Okay, we'll just build it here. Okay, so now we've built it, we can use this maintenance locker to manually clean. So we see here, there's room litter 50%, which is affecting the, the monk happiness. So we just click the broom. And eventually you can kind of automate this process, but for now we have to do it manually. And the litter sort of starts to build up over time. Once it's over a certain threshold, you can see it visually as clutter. New quest, research, build a cellar. Okay, that's gonna take a little bit of time and a little bit of money. For now, we're just chilling. This is the notification telling us that the ale has reached the market. It takes 2 days for our delivery to occur, and then now that we see our batch of light ale is sitting there, and this 100 liters will tick down, and then we'll get paid. We'll see a notification for that. I believe all of that gets processed at the end of the week. So here we go. So we sold 35 liters of ale for some amount of money, and we can see here ale sales 133. Expenses, etc., etc., etc. Cool. Okay, and then we can also see here that there's now 65 liters left. Now, the demand ticked down ever so slightly. It's hard to see. But there's sort of a, as the demand ticks down, you're not able to sell as many liters of ale every week. And, there gets to be a point where, the demand is very low and you don't sell any ale at all. But at that point, you've hopefully unlocked other markets, and you can sort of ping pong. My vague suspicion is that the demand recovery rate depends on the population. I have seen the demand recover, but I don't know if it requires you to have nothing selling, or if it simply requires you to sell fewer liters than the recovery number, whatever the recovery number is. So I don't really know those things. And I sort of glanced in the Discord to see if I could find a discussion on formulas and math. I did not see one, but I also didn't search that diligently. So there we go. There's a notification that we have new monks ready to hire, so we can look at the candidates. Kind of like this homie. I don't like the fact that they have super low productivity, but I kind of like the fact that they have reasonably high intelligence and intuition. So, what I want to do is I want to hire a person and then have them brew here. So we should prepare a second bunk bed and a second table, because each of these can only accommodate up to 2 monks. 170, huh? God, that's so much. You can speed up the game. You can see the arrows over here. I can use the 1, 2, and I think 4. Is it? Maybe it's not 4 button. I don't know what the hotkey for this is, but okay. So we finished brewing. Let's take this and sell it into the market here. We're gonna go ahead and sell it at 38 fetched. Well, it sold 35 liters. It's a range, so I don't know what the min or max are, but I think 38 is a reasonably good price for me. I think, what was it? I'm gonna go ahead and hire you. Man, 40 gold is actually a significant amount, though. Let me see if I can talk through my thought process. Okay, so if I go to new brew, I do this. So, because my satisfaction is so low, 154. Okay. Because I could hire a different person and let this homie rest, right? Their satisfaction is partially so low because we've been overworking them. I also don't understand why this infection probability is so high. It was significantly lower on the other character. Maybe it's because of intelligence. I'm not sure. Yeah. But then again, if you think about it, it's probably just, you know, better overall to use this high roll and suffer the -3 penalty each time rather than try to, like, roll high with another character. Yeah. Let's just do this. So the other thing I can consider doing is to speed up research by putting down a second escritoire and then just hire a person with reasonably high intellect. Now, 5 intelligence corresponds to 2 research per cycle. I think 4 might only give me 1 research per cycle. So it's not like a significant boost. And these are randomly rolled stats. So I could just wait until somebody better shows up, right? And then sort of save my money. In terms of research, what I'm trying to research next is the cellar. I need 25 research points. Okay, we sold a total of 112 liters. Beautiful. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a breakdown that shows exactly how much of each batch you sold. You have to sort of manually monitor it, but here we can see the demand has noticeably dropped, right? Okay, so there's a batch. You take this and sell again. This time I think we're actually going to sell a bit higher price. So the cost was like 156. So each tick is... We're currently making like 244 profit. This is like 254 profit. We'll go with this. Now I can, hold on, sorry, research the cellar, and we can start building. So we can build a staircase down, then build a cellar here. It's a big chunk of our money, but we can always take a loan out. Here we go, new brew. I'm gonna keep you brewing. Sorry, homie, we're gonna overwork you. Benicio's just a very good brewer. And the fact that they high rolled the first recipe too makes them just awesome. Litter 19%, alright. 18%. No new candidates. We should get a notification when we get a new candidate, but I was afraid that I missed it. 130 is not enough. We're gonna grab a loan. Loan's now 400 in value. Cool. So once we do this, we finished our quest. We can actually immediately repay the loan. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. New quest. Store an ale in the cellar and mark it as drinkable. So this is going to be our next batch. Sold 85 for 333. Beautiful. All right, here we go. So this, now instead of clicking sell, we're going to click store in the cellar. And then it's going to go here. And then once these homies pull this out, I'm going to overwork you. We're going to brew another one of these. Sorry, not sorry. So there we go. Now, what we can do from here is we can sell the ale. And basically these transport people will take it out of the cellar and take it to the market. Or I can mark this as drinkable by our monks. And what that'll allow us to do is increase their satisfaction. So like this one, right? They don't have access to ale, or they didn't have access to ale prior to this. Now you see they're drinking. And at some point they're like, drunkenness increases or something. And they sometimes like end up falling asleep or getting sick and then not working. That's also fine. New quest. Okay, so this is going to get us to engage with the comfort mechanic. So they want us to research a number of things, and it's over in the furnishings tab. So the way these unlock, it's kind of interesting. So the sort of left side, vertically, if you unlock the required number of researches in a tier, it unlocks the next tier. So here we see you have to unlock 2 or more in this tier to get access to this. But the stuff on the right, you have to satisfy these criteria to unlock them. I guess you also have to unlock the tier they're in, right? But here I need to sell 300 liters of ale. That should occur probably next week, not this one. Yeah. And then here for the furnishings. So they want me to research small painting globe and then flower vase on stand. So we're going to do that. Okay. So I gained access to some furniture that is going to increase the comfort, and then here the satisfaction modifier. So then what we're going to do is we're going to try to increase the comfort, beyond 31. Sorry, I'm hovering over the wrong thing right here. So this comfort, my understanding is this is like a fraction. So the denominator is determined by the number of rooms you have in your monastery. And then the numerator is the total satisfaction value of the furniture that you have. Sorry, not satisfaction value, comfort value of the furniture you have. So can I actually... I can't see the details of that furniture, but here it says. So this has 5 comfort. All right. So the total of everything I currently have adds up to 5%. I'm going to increase that by saying, here, let's throw down some furniture. And I'm going to go with general furniture. So this right here, I'll put one there. And sure, I'll put another one here. And then what that did is it increased my comfort to now 9%. So I guess, each of these adds 20 and each seemed to increase by about 2%. Okay, so I'm guessing the denominator at this stage is like 1,000. Now, I can throw these down. We're up to 14%. Sorry, 18%. We need 31. And then we can also do... Actually, I'm just going to hold off for a bit. I have a silly plan. Okay, now, this was triggered by something specific. So if we go over to the markets map, there's this reputation bar. And it's not clear to me exactly what, increases reputation. But for sure, selling ale into that market increases reputation. I think also you get reputation points for like maybe fulfilling orders. But we built it up to a certain point. And when you hit certain breakpoints, you unlock these quests. So, first of all, it tells us we unlocked ale orders, which are like mini quests. And then we unlocked this guy. He has a task for us. And if we do this, then we unlock a new type of ale. And this is sort of how we expand the game. So what we want to do is we want to create a recipe with 2 virtues in the yellow range. So we're like deliberately, making sort of mediocre ale. I don't know that I particularly care. Let's just hire somebody who's cheap. Oh, they come in the morning. That's what it is. Or I guess at the beginning of the next week. So we're going to create this new recipe, light ale style, and we need it to be 2 in the yellow. So we fulfill the required conditions, and then the way to get it to yellow is we have to push past, huh? Two in the yellow. We got it. Okay, so 5 and 2. Click this. And we're going to use you to do the recipe. And we'll call this light ale task. Quest? Light ale quest. I don't know, whatever. Remind myself that this is not something we're going to be really selling for money primarily. But... the money I've got, I should consider a second one of these. How's our trash situation? Just a quick sweep there. All right, so we finished. Now we need to brew 100 liters of that specific recipe. Let's see, how are we doing here? Assign a researcher. All right, you produce 1 per cycle. It's better than none. Your monks also do level up, though the stat gains seem quite random and for the most part insignificant. It seems that the starting stats are much more important to what we're trying to do. Everybody's still super sad. Mainly because we haven't increased the comfort very much. So, like, you see, at our current comfort level, it's still -2 satisfaction. We'll get that going. Okay. Got this brewed. Now we're going to sell you into the market at 40. Light ale is still in season. I don't actually know exactly when the seasons switch over. I have not done that research, but yeah, this is fine. And then, as soon as this is done, we're gonna brew our quest ale. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna let homie rest. I'm gonna pull you, because there's no requirement for the quality on our new batch. So I'm just gonna have you do it. The heck is this? I don't think I'm supposed to be able to click on that menu. Somehow, like, I clicked on it in the right way that it popped up, and that sort of bug caused all the numbers to be crazy. Anyway, so we're brewing this. It's a little bit more expensive because we have more ingredients in, right? Normally it's 4 and 2, but now it's 5 and 2, so it costs more to brew. I think it's a very interesting sort of mechanic. I mean, it makes sense, right? $11. This costs 13. We're almost there. The other thing I want to do is I want to do a switcheroo. I think I want to send this ale into the cellar and send this ale to the market, because this is the higher quality one. As far as I can tell, the quality of the ale doesn't, like, affect the satisfaction that your monks gain in any, noticeable way. That's a weird way to put it. Just because I didn't notice it doesn't mean it's not a noticeable way, right? But certainly I did not notice it. Okay, so here we have our first ale order. And if we accept this ale order, 70 liters at 3 or higher quality, I can try to negotiate this. And if I negotiate it, I can try to ask for a higher price, which will affect my profit, right? Let's click on the negotiate window to see. So currently we're getting 220 total, right? So I see. I'm only negotiating what seems to be the price after. So there's like an upfront payment that isn't affected, and then there's this, fulfillment payment that is affected. Let's go. The fact that it says high and it transitions to good here, I'm guessing it's not like like high equals 90%, good equals 70%, not like that. I think it's a sliding scale, and like I'm going from, let's pretend it's like 100% up here and 0% up here, and I'm sliding down, but as soon as I, cross a certain threshold, so this is probably, like 81% down to like 79% or something. That's my guess, based on other things I've seen in this game. But I'm going to go ahead and try to negotiate a plus 15%. Boom. Okay. Wait, am I crazy? I thought that used to say 73 plus payment at delivery was 140. What was it? Did I just lose out on money? I feel like I did. Hold on. That feels like a bug. I didn't watch close. I mean, maybe I can pull up the recording and look at exactly how the numbers changed. But I feel like I just got scammed. Whatever. This is the unfortunate reality of early access, right? Is sometimes weird things happen and you're not sure if it's a bug or if it's a feature. 433. Compared to 234. Yeah, okay, let's as soon as you're done brewing, we'll do a switcheroo. We'll actually, I can retire you in a sec. Okay, we'll hire you immediately. Assign you to research. Let's go ahead and sell this ale for 40 again. Hit the button. People are going to be upset for a little while, but here we go. Hit this. Now what we can do is we can put lockers in the dormitory, and this will increase the comfort by a little bit, and also it shows +1 to satisfaction. My understanding is that the actual satisfaction bar, hold on, where is it? In the Fermentines. So that, like, you know, this is 1, but we see that the, like, it's not exactly on the tick. So I think this is like, you know, a level, or it's like the base, like the actual value divided by, you know, some amount. But my understanding based on the game text is if you have furniture that increases satisfaction, then it causes the satisfaction to, like, tick up whenever the monk is in that room. And since we're going to be sleeping, you know, periodically, we can put these things in there. Okay, so we fulfilled the task. We can confirm this. And then we will take this. What do we roll? We rolled a 4. Amazing. But all we need is 3+. So you take this, you left click and hold. This took me a while to figure out. I mean, to be fair, there's a little icon there that's showing left click, and that thing going around it means to hold in this game. But there actually is a little tooltip somewhere. What does it say? Yeah, to ship an ale order, click and hold its icon on the map. Took me an embarrassing amount of time to figure this out. So we left click and hold. Now, there are still 30 liters left. What we're going to do with the remaining 30 liters is store them in the cellar and let the people drink them. So now let's do a new recipe. Let's go and figure out how to make a blonde ale. 3 mandatory ingredients. Okay. Here, we'll put them in order. And I have to satisfy these. So I actually remember the answer I came up with. It's 1, 5, and 2. Oh, what the heck? Hold on. There we go. That's crazy. It, like, puts it back in the second slot, even though... Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And this puts us in the green. And this was the easiest solution I found. 112-day shelf life. I think this is much more impressive. But we also have bigger production cost. Unfortunately, -2 because our person is unhappy. It is what it is. We can always remake the recipe later. Blonde ale. Do we have a loan out? Okay, we do not. So I can use... Oh, I also want to... need to wait. There are only 2 initial laymen that you have, and those are the people who, like, carry things around and build stuff. So until they're done with their things... Damn. Didn't give him enough time to recover satisfaction, but this is fine. A little bit of discount. This is like partially seasonal, I think. Oh, I said I wanted to place furniture. Throw down a second locker right there. Cool. And then we'll let the monks drink that. Cool. And we still need to get above 31% comfort. The way we're going to do that, I actually think is with candelabras. It's this right here. Okay. So there are two ways currently we have to provide lighting. So room lighting affects satisfaction, and it's a combination of windows and, like, I guess, wax-based lighting. So here we go. We're going to do this. Under General, there's a wall candle, which we can see increases comfort by 10 and lighting by 15. And then this, which increases comfort by 15 and lighting by 20. Now, so the thing is, I can put these up on here. But you see that if I go here, it's covering the window. Right, so if you place a piece of furniture in a place where there is a window, it'll cover it up, and then you'll lose lighting as a result, because you're like losing natural lighting. So I'm going to put a candelabra down here. Bam. And then what I'm going to do is put up paintings on the wall here and here. 26% comfort. We're getting close. Okay. I'm going to throw down a candelabra over here. %, and throw one down, I don't know, here. %. Don't have enough money right now, but what I want to do then, I guess, is just take a loan, probably. It's a huge loan, 800. %, a little bit more. We'll just throw up painting. Painting. You can always move stuff later. Alright, this game is no longer paused. We get a reward. We can pay back the loan with that reward. Cool. Brew a blonde ale with all yellow or green virtues. We're getting there. You see that people are slowly getting less unhappy. You can even see... Oh yeah, they're like significantly happier. And I think part of that is just because we have 2 lockers in the bedroom. Dormitory. Okay, we finished the recipe. Hold on. Blonde ale, bam, bam. And we have a new order. Advance payment, total payment. Oh, I see. So when I initially looked at this, I didn't... Like, I thought this was in addition to 140, but that's clearly not true. It's 140 plus 140 equals 280. And in our previous one, when we did the negotiation, it looks like we got... Like, the percentage affected both the advance and the after payment. So currently this is 280. If I negotiate, let's negotiate for a guaranteed high. Yeah. Let's negotiate for plus 15% again. We did it. Okay. I think the advantage, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, I'm actually going to retire you because your stat line sucks. We'll get better people later. Sorry, I was in the middle of saying, I think the advantage of fulfilling orders is that I don't think they actually affect demand. So you're able to make some money and, like, you know, cycle out some ale without actually pushing down the demand. God, I love the music. I also like the art style. It's very cute. Like, this guy, unfortunately, we can't interact with yet. It tells you have to build a storage room, and that does not occur until you manage to upgrade your monastery. So, like, you arrive at tier 2 monastery. And I believe the requirement for unlocking that is you have to complete an entire year. So, unlike, I think it cycles in March. So, like, March 1st in the year 1501 is when you can upgrade the monastery, I believe. At least that's what I saw in my testing playthrough. I say playthrough, I didn't actually, like, get to the end of the game. But I played, you know, a few hours yesterday and felt like I had a reasonable understanding of how the game works. So then I, you know, hit the record button, and here we are. All right. Can speed up a little bit, just wait for this to happen. 360, thank you. That's a lot of money. So now, something I can do. Well, we're just waiting. So in terms of research, right, where do we go next? Oh, we can actually grab this. Hold on. So I'm going to reduce ale infection chance by 10%. When your ale gets infected, it takes a massive quality hit, and also, you know, gets negative modifiers of various sorts. So we'll do that. I should actually consider spending money on... Because increasing comfort actually, that has like a global satisfaction bonus. All right, we did this. Now, this light ale we're going to sell into the market. Keep going, this is fine. Sell. Now, what we do next, it shows here that, you know, once you pass the threshold, the next type of ale you unlock has like a bonus reputation gain. But I actually suspect that we're going to push through here on light ale alone. So I'm really just trying to satisfy this, right? Okay. Something else I'm going to go ahead and do right now is pull up this. I'm going to delete this recipe. We don't need it clogging up our recipe book. We're not going to brew this normally because it's a lower quality. We just did it to satisfy the quest. Okay, so here we go. We're going to brew a blonde ale. Let's hope you roll high, homie. And there's certain furnitures we want to unlock. Specifically, let's see. So we have to unlock this eventually. This one reduces brewing by a day, which speeds up our income, which I think is nice. It's this one, Hops Bucket. I guess it's just better painting. I think, wait, hold on. Small paintings are what? They're 15. I don't know how a wall tapestry is better than a small painting. Maybe it's just cosmetic. Oh, hey, one of our people leveled up. No. He's just at the threshold where we get 2 intelligence or 2 research points per tick. That's cool. 268. 24. Okay, so here we go. This is the moment. We're going to grab this, and we're going to spam out those in this room. So the hops bucket goes here, 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 here. And so we can see each of them increases comfort by 20. That's already pretty big. And then we also get this +1 to quality. So everything gets brewed in this room has a +1 quality modifier. Also, there's a +1 satisfaction to this homie who's sitting in here. So this is going to become a much better brewing room now. And then, here we go. Blonde ale is super low rolled on that. Unfortunate. So what we're going to do is... Oh, the quality is too low. Yikes. So I can't actually use that. 16 liters... Alright, so what if I just try to sell this normally? And I guess it's fine. I'll just sell for 40. Sell it for 42. It'll take longer to process, but that's fine. So, now what we should do is... We could hire a new person to try to brew the blonde ale recipe, but I think we're just going to delete this and then have them make a new recipe. So, what about the candidates? How about we hire you? Ooh, it's a 40 hiring cost. Yeah. Let's try again. The advantage of bringing in a fresh person is they sort of spawn with pretty high satisfaction, so you get like a immediate boost. I found out the hard way. If you have an existing recipe, like called blonde ale, for example, and you try to make a new one, but you name it the exact same thing, it actually causes an error, and in your recipe book, it'll show up as just blank. So we don't want that. All right, well, we satisfied this. We get +1. I have no idea what fame does. There's a game manual. I didn't see fame in here. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Now we're going to immediately brew a light ale. Look at that, +7. +7 quality because of, we see the brewery is +5. Those are the 5 hops buckets sitting on the floor. Okay. Okay, we finished the recipe. Now, the question is, do we leave homies lying, like, sitting around? I feel like the answer is no. We probably just have them retire. Yeah, because a person with this low of a stat line start... Oh, they have 4 intuition. It's like +1 to brewing, I guess. Okay, this light ale is selling for 40. Okay. They have a high enough stat. Oh yeah, but the difference in time is just so big. It's like double. So we're going to go ahead and retire them. Sorry, homie. Hopefully in your next life you will roll higher stats. Got 12 liters of ale down there. So I'll start brewing in the morning. Can do a little bit of cleanup in the meantime. The other thing you can do with the maintenance closet is you can replenish the light on these candle things. "24 research points. What's our next prio?" We can do this. I actually kind of like this. Pile of books for 16. Okay. So now what we do is we go in here and we spam out piles of books. This maintenance closet we're going to move into here for now. We'll think about where to put this later. New order. What do we got? 60 liters of blonde ale. Let's negotiate a 30% increase. Got him. Okay. So I think the smart thing to do is we're just over an hour. Let's go ahead and cut the video here, and I'll go to the next recording segment. But here we are. This is Ale Abbey. So it's been a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see some of you next time. Peace.